After the 2022 NFL season, Dak Prescott was not happy with the year that he had. He had 15 interceptions. And after that season, he spoke to the media and he said he will not have 10 interceptions the following year. Obviously, the following year would have been this past season, 2023. And he was correct, at least for the regular season. In the regular season, Dak finished the year with 9 interceptions, and then he had two in the postseason against the Packers, totaling 11 for the year. So, whichever way you want to look at it, I mean, you can say he was right because of the regular season numbers, or you can say he was off a tick because of the playoff numbers. Either way, I decided to go through Dak Prescott's 2023 season, take a look at each one of his interceptions, and decide whether or not they were his fault or not. Now, obviously, this is an opinion based video. You could disagree, and that's totally fine. Let's get into it. Dak's first interception on the season came in week 3 against the Arizona Cardinals. He's going to want to hit Brandon Cooks on this motioned in post over the middle, but the Cardinals do a good job. They're sitting in cover one. This is going to be your deep safety. This is going to be your hole defender. And this hole defender just does a really nice job of reading the quarterback's eyes and kind of just flowing with the play. He sees Brandon Cooks coming over the middle for this post. It just kind of follows along with him and again makes a nice play on the ball for the interception. So you can see here. And as far as is this Dak Prescott's fault, I would have to say yes, because again, you have to recognize this is cover one post snap. We got two guys who can possibly make a play on the ball, and this guy ends up doing it. But even if, this guy didn't recognize the play, we got the deep safety right there who probably also could have made a play on the ball, if not, a pass breakup. So, first pick of the season, is it Dak's fault? Yes. Dak Prescott's next three interceptions came against the San Francisco 49ers in week 5. And this first one here, again, it's going to be against man coverage. Cowboys are going to go play action. And again, he's going to try to hit Brandon Cooks on this deep shot, but it's just a really poor decision because, yes, we have one on one coverage on the outside with a speedy receiver, but we also have this guy in the middle of the field. And he's able to read this and play it rather easily. So, second interception here of the season for Dak Prescott. Is it his fault? I would say yes, it is his fault. Third interception of the season for Prescott, again in the same game. He's going to try to hit number 13 down here on this short slant. Really good coverage from the defense. Now, is this Dak Prescott's fault? I would probably say no, because the ball does hit the receiver in the hands, in the chest. But again, the DB was all over him, and it ends up being a tipped ball for an interception. So I would not put this interception on Dak Prescott. Next interception, again, the same game. Okay. They're going to run double slants here with the receiver and the tight end. And this guy right here just reads Dak's eyes. Dak has to do a better job of manipulating this guy, to pull him over to the left a little bit here if he wants to hit Brandon Cooks in this window for this slant route. So as you can see, when I press play, the linebacker isn't having it, jumps the route, interception. This one 100% is on Dak Prescott. Next interception here came in week 8 against the Rams. He had one interception in this game. The Cowboys are trying to run mesh here with these two receivers, and Dak Prescott just lets this thing go way too early. As you can see when I press play, he lets it go right now. And, it's behind the tight end and it tips up in the air and again is intercepted. I'm going to put this one on Dak Prescott because, again, throws it way too early and he throws it behind the receiver. Dak needs to wait a little longer to let this thing go, let this play develop, let these receivers clear the zones and sit down in a soft spot before he delivers this ball. There was no pressure on him in this play, so I'm not really sure what caused him to rush this throw and, throw behind the receiver to cause the interception. Next interception here, Dak is going to want to hit his tight end over the middle. And I think what happens here is Dak is expecting this defensive back to carry this receiver vertical, at least just enough to open up the tight end underneath. And you'll see exactly what I mean when I'm pressing play here. Drop back. And again, right here, I think Dak just expects this guy to carry this guy vertical. It looks like the defense is in cover two. So normally we would have these, vertical hooks or hook defenders carry these guys vertical a little bit, but that didn't happen on this play. And you can see the tight end is going to break in over here, and the DB is just able to step right in front of it again for the interception off of Dak Prescott. So I would again put this interception as Dak Prescott's fault. Next interception for Dak came in week 15 against the Buffalo Bills, and this play pretty much speaks for itself. Just a horrible throw from Dak Prescott. Overthrow, literally threw it right to the defender who was just waiting for it. And you can tell, like, the defender was just like, "Oh, you're throwing it to me? Thanks." Right there. So, again, we had Brandon Cooks, wide open here on this little snag route, and Dak just sails the ball. Interception. Once again, another pick that was Dak Prescott's fault. Next interception, the Lions are going to be in cover two, and Dak Prescott is initially going to look to his left and try to find a receiver to his left side open. That's not there. He has to move around in the pocket, and he's just going to throw this thing up right here. And just a really bad decision once again from Dak. That deep half player was able to drive down on the ball and intercept it right there. I mean, initially you would think, okay, this guy's open. He has his hand. He's calling for the ball. Dak's like, okay, let me give you a shot. So again, he just kind of throws this thing up there, and it was way too late. And again, the deep half comes down and intercepts the ball. This one is on Dak. His final interception of the regular season came in week 18 against the Commanders. And again, he's trying to throw a quick slant here, but I would not put this interception on Dak Prescott because up here in the front, the defensive line is going to run a stunt. And essentially, you got this guy going outside and this guy coming inside. And this offensive lineman is actually going to get held, so he's not able to come off and absorb the stunt. And this guy ends up tipping, the defensive lineman ends up tipping the ball, causing the interception. So as you can see there, this offensive lineman is being held by this defensive lineman. Can't really see it, but it's going on in there. And again, this guy loops around, is able to get his hands up, get the tip on the ball right there, and it ends up getting intercepted. So this one would not be on Dak Prescott. And then his final two interceptions came against the Green Bay Packers in their playoff matchup. Jair Alexander down here at the bottom is going to end up having this receiver, Brandon Cooks, one on one, okay, in man to man coverage. And Cooks is just going to try to run a whip route. But again, Jair Alexander, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, is going to be all over this thing. I mean, he's just plastered right there. Easily sees it, recognizes it, cuts inside, and Alexander makes a play on the ball. I don't think Dak should have thrown this ball. I mean, this was not open in the slightest. So in this situation, I again would put this on Dak Prescott. Dak's final interception of the season, once again, it came against the Packers in the playoffs. And again, it was on a quick slant concept. And Dak Prescott just doesn't see this defender rotating down at the snap. And he's just going to rotate down, time this thing perfectly, and jump in front of the receiver to take this ball away from the Cowboys. Again, just a really nice play from the defense. But again, like post snap, we got to see this thing. Like, we got to recognize what the defense is doing and not throw that. But again, it is a really nice play from the defense, really nice disguise there, pre-snap, and then to rotate down like that. But you got to put this one on the quarterback at the end of the day. So in total, Dak Prescott threw 11 interceptions, playoffs included. By my count, and this is just my opinion, you can have a different opinion. By my count, he was at fault for 9 of them. So 9 out of 11 interceptions were Dak Prescott's fault, in my opinion. I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.